Hello, Vikrant here. I'm a FM engineer currently working in Erlangen in Germany. I did my master's in mechanical engineering from RWTH Aachen University. The course was called CAME, Computer Aided Conception and Production in Mechanical Engineering. Today we'll be discussing
How to get admission for masters in Germany versus in other countries.
my university, RWTH Aachen University, has been consistently ranked the top 10 or 20 universities in mechanical all over the world. And it was great studying there. But also because I got to meet a lot of students from other walks of life, from other countries, from other cultures, I got an understanding of how admissions committees work and what do they look for. Also, of course, I did a lot of my own research and I'm trying to save you the time to do all of that. Obviously, some of the other admission committees might differ. Some committees might look for something more than others. Might have a weighted average about the things that they worry about or the things they don't care about. But in general, most universities should have nearly the same criteria of judging a student. And I can say that because I applied to 8 or 9 universities and I think I got admission from every university except the one university which was the lowest ranked and the safest university that I was applying to. The most important thing while applying are the grades because universities always want to have the best students. The students are what go out and give the reputation or a name to the university. And if you do not have good grades, none of the top universities would want to take you in. Now, I'm not saying this is true for all the countries and every university. What I'm saying is, instead of just having the best grades, maybe you can also go out, take part in some leadership activities, learn to be a team player, something to show for and not just say out loud. You can go participate in old age centers, you can do something for your community, you can play sports, you can enjoy a hobby that you have, and those things also at the end do help in your selection procedure, not just your grade. For example, if you have a 90% score and study for 10-12 hours a day, and there's another guy who studies for 5 hours a day, has 88%, and then goes out the other 5 hours and plays for the country, that 2% won't really give you a big edge over the other guy. Once again, this depends on country to country and university to university. In Germany specifically, because that is my experience, is a bit more strict about the grades and the quality of students that they take in than other countries like UK and USA are. So if you want to come to Germany and have the best education, you will still need to have at least a decently high grade, if not the best.
The statement of purpose, otherwise called motivational letter or letter of intent, should convince the selection committee that you have solid achievements behind you that show promise for your success in graduate study. In the letter, you should first introduce yourself and your interests, followed by a summary of your previous academic achievements and work experiences. The internet is full with countless examples of motivational letters which can help you in writing yours.
One of the most important documents that you need when you apply to any MS program abroad is your letter of recommendation. These are letters that have been written and signed by people who you have worked with, who you have studied with, your professors or your colleagues or your boss, who knows and understands the skill set and the talent that you bring into the team. And they can judge you based on those skill sets. And these small lines, these small words coming from a reputable person or someone with a huge amount of experience or a PhD or your department head or university chancellor or someone, these words can help the admission committee decide if you actually have the skill set and how good is your skill set, so that they can make a decision about you against someone else. Having job experience related to your field of study is one of the biggest advantages that you can have while applying for admission to a good university abroad. It gives the university a chance to see that you are already very passionate and very motivated to learn further and to go further in life. And at the same time, it helps the other students because typically if you have a little experience, then you are also a bit more world wise, and then you have a little bit more knowledge of the field, and these things you can pass on to the students. Also, it helps you personally, because once you start searching for a job, what a company looks for most often in a full-time worker is the experience that they have with certain tools or with certain processes that they might use. And if you already have that, then the learning curve for you becomes much shorter, and the companies can make a lot more money using your skill set, and hence they would prefer you over someone else who does not have those skill sets. One of these factors is which country you come from. If you come from a country that routinely sends out thousands of students to other countries, then your application might not be looked upon as favorably as it would if you come from a country which barely sends out any students abroad. And this is important for you to know, because you have to understand, if you're from Africa, if you're from Syria, you have a higher chance, much higher chance of getting an admission in a US university or a European university than if you are from India or from China, because these countries, you routinely send out so many students that the diversity that a university wants in its student starts getting curbed down. So in conclusion, the admission committee wants you to have the knowledge, the experience, want you to be an athlete, a very good chess player, wants you to already have millions, have great contacts, have amazing letter of recommendations, and if you're Superman, it helps. Just saying, it can help, right? What you can also do during your studies, not between your studies, you can also do between your studies, So in conclusion, the admission committee, that's the word, admission committee, the admission committee, what the